Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bexar County Court at Law number 6 and the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Today is plea docket day, and today is the 24th of March, 2022. It is approximately 2:30 p.m. Representing the state is Mr. Eddie Villarreal and Mr. Arthur Reed. And the cases we have set for pleas today are cause number 660440, State of Texas versus Leroy Milligan, with 2 cases to be taken into consideration for Mr. Milligan, 637-061 and 657-317, all represented by Ms. Linda Corley. Ms. Corley, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause 664786, State of Texas versus Benjamin Solis. Ms. Corley, are you ready to proceed on Mr. Solis also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause 628344, State of Texas versus Paul Garcia. Mr. Gwynn, are you ready to proceed? With us? I see you, Gammon. Can you hear me? We can.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Good to go. Thank you, sir. Cause number 617515, State of Texas versus Eusebio Mendez, represented by Mr. Richard Briones. Mr. Briones, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause number 650485, State of Texas versus Andreas Flores, represented by Mr. John Perez. Mr. Perez, are you ready to proceed?
Unfortunately not, Judge. State is still sending me some paperwork.
All right, no problem. We'll just put you off the side and grab you later. No problem.
Thank you, Judge.
660290, State of Texas versus Axel Camacho, represented by Mr. Shannon Locke. Mr. Locke, are you ready to proceed?
Your Honor, he's the only one that has not signed in.
Okay.
I did text him just a while ago, Your Honor.
And then we have 2 hearings, one on cause 633088, State of Texas versus Jack Miller, Representative Miss Elizabeth Russell. Miss Russell, are you with us at this time? I know we're going to do this later.
They're still in a breakout room.
All right, that's fine.
So,
And then we've also got a hearing on bond conditions on cause number 639222, State of Texas versus Tammy Williams, representative of Mr. Robert Maurer. And Mr. Maurer has knowledge of this, correct?
Your Honor, I have emailed him. I have not gotten a response back from him.
It's going to be a while before we get to him, so we'll see what he does.
Okay, Your Honor, Mr. Gwynn is asking that he needs to talk to you in a chat room. I don't know if you want to do that. I think it has to do with his voice.
Gammon, let me take this first Spanish plea, and then I'll go in the chat room with you guys with the DAs, okay? Thanks, sir.
Judge,
All right.
may I give my spiel first?
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Gross.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I am with the Bexar County Adult Probation Department. And for those of you that expect to be placed on probation today, I have some instructions for you. You will be going through an orientation. After you go through court today, your paperwork will go to the court and then to the probation department, and they will be in contact with you. If you have not heard from the probation department with an appointment for orientation by the time you wake up next Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, then you need to call the number that is listed in the chat section of the Zoom. That phone number is area code 210-335-7446. It is your responsibility to make sure that you get there and sign your conditions. Failure to do so could result in the judge issuing a warrant for your arrest. Again, if you have not heard from them by next Wednesday morning, when you wake up, and that's going to be on the 30th of March, then you need to call that phone number, okay? Second area of business. Does anyone currently reside outside of Bexar County or outside the state of Texas? Or does anyone intend on moving outside of Bexar County or outside of the state of Texas? Anybody?
Are we allowed to speak?
Yes.
Yeah, I think my lawyer, I'm waiting on Shannon Locke, but I'm in Bell County. That's where I live.
Okay.
Not Bear. So I think he was trying to work out something to get moved to Bell County.
Okay, when Mr. Locke comes in, if y'all go into a breakout room, make sure that you let him know that so that he can bring it to the judge's attention. Although I'm sure the judge has already made a note next to your name, Mr. Camacho. That way he knows how to handle your case. And most likely what will happen is you're going to live in Bell County, and then you will report by Zoom to Bear County, okay?
Okay.
That'll be most likely what's going to happen. But again, that's up to the judge, and you need to bring that to his attention when you go before him in a few minutes.
Okay. And I also reached out to Shannon too, just to make sure so he can.
Okay, perfect. All right. Anybody else? Anyone going once, twice? Awesome. Good luck to you guys. If you are not directly being spoken to at the moment, you need to keep your microphone on mute. It creates a lot of static, and then our court reporter can't hear, and more importantly, the judge cannot hear. Mr. Solis, you need to put your microphone on mute. All right. Good luck, everyone. Thank you, Judge.
Bet. Okay, let's start off with cause, and I haven't punched my interpreter button. Let me get that going. Okay, good to go. This is cause number 660-440, State of Texas versus Leroy Milligan, represented by Miss Linda Corley. The first document I have is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. This document is in English. Mr. Milligan, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Okay.
I'm not hearing anything from
Yes,
anybody.
Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Ms. Corley, as attorney for Mr. Milligan, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next documents I'm looking at, one is in English and one is in Spanish. It's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a plea bargain case and the defendant has no right of appeal. In fact, Mr. Milligan, is this your signature on both the English document and the Spanish document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal?
Correcto. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. And Ms. Corley, I assume this is also your signature on both these documents.
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Milligan, the next document I have one copy in English and one copy in Spanish, and it is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on each of these documents, one in English and one in Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney, Ms. Corley, so that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Corley, as attorney for Mr. Milligan, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes to both questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Milligan, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Corley, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
Judge, I have signed the discovery acknowledgement and I have received everything on the index attached to that acknowledgement. I'm not aware of any other documents.
Thank you. Mr. Milligan, in cause 660-440 to the charge of resisting arrest, how do you plead, sir?
Culpable. No, come on.
No, we're pleading no contest.
No pleading. No contest. No contest. Yeah.
The court
No
accepts the plea of
contest.
no
No
contest.
contest.
State, is there an
No
agreement? Thank
Yes,
you, sir.
Judge.
Go ahead, State.
The agreement is for 12 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 18 months. It's a $800 fine, court costs, 80 hours of community service, an APSC course, a no contact order with Isis Gonzalez. And the state will take into consideration two cases. Those are 637061 as well as 657317.
Your Honor, actually, we had agreed to a 20 months of deferred adjudication with ADA Villarreal. I believe we had that was on, I think it was in February when you altered that.
Is that okay with the state, Mr. Villarreal? Doesn't bother me in the slightest.
20 months deferred, yes, sir.
All right,
¿Qué es lo
great.
que me-
And let me ask a question. Is Miss Isis Gonzalez related to the defendant, or do they have children together? Is there any reason he needs to see her or talk to her?
Sí, tenemos un bebé, vamos a tener un bebé, tenemos un bebé.
Okay, Miss Corley, how are we going to arrange visitation, or is that going to be an issue?
Judge, we did not discuss visitation,
Let's
but
discuss it now.
I did have down that this was a, excuse me, no harmful or injurious contact order. I'm not
Let me
sure, Judge.
stop you there because that'll fix it. Mr. Villarreal, is that your understanding that this can be a no contact, harmful, or injurious order with Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor. That would be fine with the state.
All right, that fixes it. Thank you, Linda. All right, let's see if I get this correct. Mr. Milligan, in clause 660440, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of resisting arrest. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 20 months, deferred adjudication, probation, assess an $800 fine plus court costs, 80 hours of community service, the APSE stress management course, or do you have no contact, harmful or injurious with Ms. Isis Gonzalez, taking into consideration clause 637061, which is an assault bodily injury married case, and cause 657317, which is a violation of a bond or protective order case, which shall be granted and they shall be dismissed. Is that your understanding of the agreement, Ms. Corley?
It is, Your Honor.
And state, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Judge.
Mr. Milligan, if you have any problems with visitation with your child, you need to immediately call Ms. Corley. Don't take any actions or the law into your own hands because you're kind of on thin ice because now you're on probation. So if you have any problems, and normally parents always do in this category, call Ms. Corley and chat with her about it. That okay with you, Linda?
It is, Judge.
All right. Is that okay, Mr. Milligan?
Sí, adelante, sí. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Milligan and our interpreter, Ms. Rios. And Ms. Corley, you're going to need to hang around a minute, but Mr. Milligan and Ms. Rios are dismissed. If you want to talk to Mr. Milligan, he can hang around for you, Linda, if you want to go to a chat room after this other plea.
Judge, if Mr. Milligan has any
Yes,
questions, he
okay.
can call me, and I also texted him the probation intake number as well.
Okay. Good luck, Mr. Milligan. Okay.
Okay, that's it.
You can log out. Just hit leave meeting.
Okay.
And Gammon's going to call me. What is he going to do here? Let's see. Gammon, if you can hear me, go ahead and call me on the phone, and then you can discuss with me whatever it is. I think assume it's about your voice. I'm going to sign off for a minute. Okay, Mr. Villarreal, Mr. Gwynn needs to talk to you and me after I finish these other pleas. And the ones we have ready at this point appear to be cause number 664786, State of Texas versus Benjamin Solis with Miss Corley. Do we have any others ready at this time, Pat?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mendez ready at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, any others other than those two?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's do those two. It's cause number 664786, State of Texas versus Benjamin Solis, and cause number 617515, State of Texas versus Eusebio Mendez Jr. Mr. Solis is represented by Miss Linda Corley, and Mr. Mendez is represented by Mr. Richard Briones. The first document I'm looking at on both these cases is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plead by Video Conference. That purports to have both your signatures on it, the defendant and the attorney. In fact, Mr. Solis, and cause 664786, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Corley, as attorney for Mr. Solis, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Mendez, and cause 617515, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Briones, as attorney for Mr. Mendez, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter your plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Solis, is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Mendez, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So in signing these documents, each of you are telling me that you understand and agree with everything on these documents. Would that be correct, Mr. Solis?
Yes, Your Honor.
And would that be correct, Mr. Mendez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Corley, have you had enough time to go over this case? And in your opinion, is Mr. Solis mentally competent?
Yes to both questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Briones.
Yes to both questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Corley, I'm sorry, Mr. Solis, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Mendez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Corley, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
Judge, I have signed a discovery acknowledgement and I've received everything on the index attached to that acknowledgement. And I'm not aware of any other documents.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Briones with regard to Mr. Mendez's case.
Correct, Your Honor, yes.
Thank you. And let's see what we're doing with Mr. Solis. And I don't have an agreement state on your code, that just go by ear. I assume this starts out as a DWI first. Does that sound right?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're going forward as an obstruction.
That's
Okay. So state you have a motion. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, we have a motion. State moves to waive count 1 of the information and proceed on count 2, which is obstruction. We checked the information and it includes both counts.
And no objection from the defense, that will be granted. Therefore, Mr. Solis, in cause 664786 to the charge of obstruction of a highway, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
And is there an agreement for Mr. Solis, please?
Yes, Your Honor, the agreement is 12 months deferred adjudication, $600 fine, court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education class, victim impact panel, CAT SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS for the lab.
Ms. Corley, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Solis, in cause 664786, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of obstruction of a highway. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt. Place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation, assess a $600 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 6 months, and $60 reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Solis?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Judge, he is currently on GPS, full house arrest. I had filed a motion to have that removed back on March 3rd, but we hadn't gotten a ruling on that. So can we have that removed at this time?
We're going to recall all pretrial services, bond conditions, and warrants, okay? And we're starting over.
Thank you, Judge.
That won't take effect till tomorrow, so just you'll just be aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Solis. And thank you, Ms. Corley. Y'all are dismissed.
Thank you. Call me if you have questions, Benjamin. I texted you the number to the intake if you don't hear from probation.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
let's see what we're doing with Mr. Mendez. State, you got another motion.
Yes, Judge. The state moves to waive count 1 of the information and proceed on count 2 alone, which is for obstruction.
No objection from the defense, that will be granted.
No objection.
So, Mr. Mendez, in cause 617-515 to the charge of obstruction of a highway. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
You're in agreement for Mr. Mendez.
Yes, Judge. The agreement is for 12 months, deferred adjudication, a $500 fine, plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CATSNIT, and Smart Start Mobile for half the term.
And Mr. Briones, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mendez, in cause 617-515, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of obstruction of a highway. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation. It says a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, and the Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 6 months. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Mendez?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Mendez. Thank you, Mr. Briones. Y'all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Locke, it has come in and it is here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let's take a 5-minute break so that the state and I can go talk to Mr. Gwynn. There's a discovery issue that's going to be very brief. Then we'll come back and take Mr. Locke and Mr. Camacho's plea, okay?
Okay.
If you can
Your
send us
Honor.
all to a chat room, that would be good.
Yes, Your Honor. Who is handling Mr. Garcia's case, Gammon's case?
Send them both in. We're going to need both of them.
Okay, okay. Go into 1, Eddie, go back to 1. And Judge, go into 1, room 1. You should have a,
Got it.
Gammon, let me put you in 1, I'm sorry. There you go, room 1 with the judge. Yes.
Hey, Pat, the state still needs to contact the complaining witness on our case just to make sure. So they're not ready for us to plead yet. So I don't know. That's where we are.
You can tell the judge as soon as we come back in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Pat, could you please remove Judge from the breakout room and bring him back to the main room?
Yes.
Okay.
That was very exciting. I never get to go to chat rooms. All right. Gammon.
Judge, I'm just going to ask Mr. Garcia right now. Mr. Garcia, are you on that blow 4 times a day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, a Smart Start mobile device, like a cell phone. Is that correct, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to recall the warrant I've got out for you because I think you were late getting your device or something. So
Yes, sir.
your attorney has convinced me that you're a wonderful guy and we need to cut you some slack. So I'm going to withdraw the warrant, and there will be no warrants. There'll be no weekly UAs, and we're going to wait till the DA gets all their police report together and the other evidence. They're going to get back with Mr. Gwynn. We're going to go through this again, probably.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I've been my pretrial officer. I call and I leave messages, and I never get a call back. Am I going to get a different one, or?
Don't worry about that. That's not the problem. The problem is getting arrested. The judge is going to take care of the rest.
Okay, thank you.
All right, just don't get arrested. So,
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to send it in today on the computer, but it's not going to become active till tomorrow morning. So don't go out running around tonight thinking that you're bulletproof, because you're not yet. Tomorrow you will.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Garcia, the reason why they don't answer is because once you have a warrant, they terminate your supervision. I would wait until tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon, when they've gotten that you now are cleared and there's no warrant, and then call your officer again. She'll tell you, or he'll tell you, whether you get a new one or not.
Okay, yes, ma'am. And just continue blowing.
That's right. You don't want another warrant.
Okay, no, ma'am. No,
good,
ma'am.
Mr. Garcia. Keep it up.
All right, thank y'all.
get out of here, Paul.
Sir.
Y'all have a safe, healthy, and beautiful day, folks.
All right. Thanks, Gammon.
All right, bye.
All right. I got Mr. Locke and Mr. Camacho ready. Do we ever get Mr. Perez back?
Your Honor, on Mr. Camacho, in conferring with the state this morning, they have not been able to reach out to their complaining witness. So while our paperwork's ready, they need to confirm that the offer is still okay with the complaining.
It's an accident case, Shannon.
It is, Your Honor. Yes.
State, is this not one of those where we can put restitution, if any, and that takes care of it?
Judge, we do not have an offer at this time. We need to speak to the complaining witness and then determine what offer will be appropriate under this set of circumstances.
Was there personal injury, Shannon, allegedly?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor. It was just a rear end.
Property damage?
Yes, which was covered by my client's insurance.
All right, State, have you got the contact information in front of you, State? You can try to call him right now while we're thinking about it.
Well, we've been trying to reach our complaining witness with no luck until this point. So we just need a little more time to establish contact.
When's the last time you called him?
The problem is that we haven't.
But Your Honor, we have not made an offer to Mr. Locke at this time.
Okay, you got to listen to me or we can't communicate. When's the last time you tried to call the complainant?
On 3/22, Your Honor.
Well, do you have the number in front of you that you can just go off camera and try to call them and see if you can get them on the phone now? Or do you need more time regardless whether you get them on the phone or not?
We need more time regardless, Your Honor. We requested a clear report.
Eddie,
Judge, if I may.
Sure.
See, the issue is that we're not sure why this case was placed on the plea docket because an offer hadn't been extended to defense just yet. And so that's why we're asking for a little bit more time. We haven't made an offer yet. And so this should have been on the regular arraignment docket.
All right. Shannon, I have a suggestion. Everybody stop talking, please. Shannon, I have a suggestion. Let's just put you on the jury trial docket. And if, as and when the state is ready to make you an offer, they will contact you. And in the meantime, I'm not bothering you all the time to say what's going on, what's going on.
Yeah, the only issue is Mr. Camacho is currently in Kylene, Texas. He's doing his drug test, but he's got a warrant, and so I'm trying to clear the
Why
warrant.
did we issue one? Are you on a Smart Start mobile device?
He had a violation, Your Honor, which we would contest, but there was a violation.
All right. Well, all right, Shannon, I've got a couple of hearings after we finish doing pleas and stuff today. So remind me, tomorrow's Friday. Would you like at 5 o'clock tonight? Would you got my cell number? Call me or text me. And by then I will have been able to retrieve the information on Mr. Camacho and see if it's aggravated or not aggravated. If it's point 020 or 090, it makes a difference sort of. So I don't know what it was.
There's some, so Judge, being in Kylene, Texas, he's doing his UAs at a private facility. That's the best that we
may
can
be
do.
able to call all that back. I just don't know because I don't know anything about his circumstances other than he's got the best lawyer in town. And I like saying that in front of Mr. Maurer because it aggravates him.
It does aggravate. I've seen him aggravated.
I feel so calm and soothing. Just being in Shannon's presence makes me feel smarter.
You said the best male lawyer, right, Judge?
All right, Mr. Camacho, keep your head down, stay cool. You're certainly allowed to live in Bell County. I'll make sure that that's on there too. And I'll find out what's going on with that. And Shannon, call me at 5 o'clock today and I will have the information I need. Pat, if you get a break before 5, track down the violation report, I assume on Mr. Camacho, so I can see what we're talking about.
Your Honor, as soon as you start the pleas up again, I will send that to you.
All right. Well, then maybe Shannon, if you hang around a few minutes, I'll know after this plea's over. All right. Okay. Mr. Perez, what's your status on your plea?
Judge, I just need to go to a breakout room with Mr. Flores. We got the paperwork. I signed it. He just needs to sign it and know what he's signing.
Okay. Why don't y'all go to a breakout room and then Pat's going to track down info. And Shannon, if you and Mr. Camacho want to hang around a minute, I can educatedly talk to you about this situation. And Elizabeth's being very patient. She's like a rattlesnake, she's just kind of coiled up there and resting, but she's ready to strike. I can see it in her eyes.
I'm on my best behavior today, Judge.
Excuse me, how do I get to the breakout room?
There should be a blue button that says join. Let me see, hold on. Let me make sure, where are you, Mr.? Here you go, Mr. Flores. All right, right now, there should be one for you to go into room 2.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Benavides.
Yes, sir. Take us off of YouTube, and I want to have an informal conversation.